Stingy, the word stingy is an adjective and it qualifies a person. That is, people that are unwilling to give. How do you know a stingy person? I wrote down some things here. This is the question. How do you know a stingy person? Number one, they don't buy gifts. They never buy gifts. Over the course of the weeks, we have been talking about character traits to avoid while dating or when you want to consider a spouse. And I think the seven that I told people is: number one, pride; number two, jealousy. That is, beware, run from proud people, run from jealous people, run from hot-tempered people, run from jobless and unemployable people, and malicious people, stingy people, and the liar. Now, malice is just awesome because I talked about the malicious one last week on the radio, breaking it down to two things. First, be careful of those who do not forgive easily, who can harbor offense. They hold on to it. It takes a while before they forgive. And how do you know this? They keep referring to this. You know, people that you have to beg and beg and beg before they forgive you, they don't forgive easily. They just start keeping you called, they no longer pick. You send messages, they don't respond. You are living in the same house, they just pass by you, good morning, it's good morning, no more, no intimacy, no talking. At times, some don't even eat your food. Beware of those people that don't forgive easily. It is not a red flag, it is a rocket-propelled grenade. You need to beware of such people. The second are the malicious, where the malice is an offshoot of envy. Be careful of picking a spouse that cannot handle your success. People where the house begins to be a competition on resources. You can't earn more than this. The moment you are promoted, it becomes a problem. They give. A lady called me. She was given an official car. The husband said the official car cannot park in the house. She would have to park it in the neighbor's compound. Why? Because she was given an official car. You understand? There are times some promotions become a matter of... A lady also reached out. She wanted to do masters. The husband said, you can't do masters when I don't have masters. As the head of the house, he should have masters first. You need to be careful of malicious envy. Remember, the first murder in the Bible was committed by Cain on Abel. Why? Because of envy. Envy led to malice. Malice led to death. He killed because the other offered a better sacrifice. When you remember Joseph just dared to dream that he would be great. Automatically, his brothers became an enemy, to the extent that they conspired to kill him. Be careful of joining yourself to someone whose problem will now be your success. People that will contend to your success. You want to do this, you want to do that. No, why is it? Must you be a career woman? Must you be this? Must you? They can't handle your success. You need to check it before you join yourself to someone who will kill your dream. The malicious. People that can't handle the success or the progress of the other. There was one time, in fact, I heard the story was sent to me last week. The man suddenly, it was a landlord who was just hippily and bubbly and everything. Everybody liked, even the tenants liked the landlord because he was such a lively fellow. And then he suffered a stroke. And the wife was laughing that, let us see how you will now go and be greeting people and be cracking jokes and everything. You know, the wife literally was laughing that, organized landlord. She started teasing him, and the children could no longer bear it. The man would sit down, half of his responses are gone. His hand is paralyzed. The wife started making a mockery of him, not knowing that because he was just liked by everyone was a problem for the wife. Be careful. Joining yourself to people whom they get offended at you buy a new car. Where did you get the money? Who did you the very way you walk arouses envy. You dress, how you be dressing, everything you do warrants a malicious response. Yesterday was the peak of it for me. I had a call from a lady, she had 2 other friends. There were 3 of them. And all 3 had terrible marriages. They all got to meet by virtue of their children's school. So they all met in their children's schools. Their children attended the same school and they became close. It was a bond made by women going through very terrible abuse. So one told me, pretty fair lady, that in their house, herself and her husband have not spoken for 3 years. They live in the same house till today. They don't talk. 3 years they live in the same house. I've heard of all kinds of things, like they've not had sex for 3 years. They are cohabiting, or this doesn't eat the food. But this one, that they have not talked for 3 years and they are living in the same house, is amazing. Beware of malicious people. Now today, I want to move to another character trait you must avoid. Remember, I counted 7. There are 7 that are an absolute no. The moment you see these traits in people, you need to leave. Pride, hot temper, liars, stingy, malicious, jobless or unemployable, jealous. You need to, these 7 people, 7 classes of people, you need to leave. It's not, it is not making any sense. You need to leave. A stingy person means someone who is unwilling to give. They have, but they are unwilling to share. Now, the problem about being stingy, you must have. So you can't say someone who doesn't have is stingy, because you cannot give what you don't have. A stingy person has, but is unwilling to give, unwilling to share. Now, the synonyms for stingy, that is, stingy is also known as penurious, niggardly. Yes, I spoke to him in Old Testament. I always speak King James Version in my house. Miserly, parsimonious, ungenerous, selfish, mean. Being stingy is unwillingness to give, unwillingness to share. Some social scientists have explained uh, in theory that stingy people usually grow up from poverty. That is, people that did not have while growing up. But the reason I don't agree is because we have stingy billionaires. We have children of billionaires who are also stingy. So for me, being stingy doesn't necessarily mean you grew from a poor family, because we have people who grew from a rich family and are stingy. Stingy, the word stingy is an adjective and it qualifies a person. That is, people that are unwilling to give. How do you know a stingy person? I wrote down some things here. This is the question. How do you know a stingy person? Number one, they don't buy gifts. They never buy gifts. A gentleman comes to you or a woman comes to you, they never, they just pass by everywhere they are buying or selling bread, even, they never give you anything. They never buy anything. They always visit you empty-handed. Both men and women in a serious and committed relationship, not that you are just in a committed relationship, they never buy anything. Everything is okay as long as you don't ask for anything. The moment you ask, they never have. I don't have. They never have. Their wardrobe is usually not impressive, because not only do they not give you, they don't also buy stuff for themselves. You don't understand. A stingy person would rather not eat so that you will not ask him for food. A stingy person would deny themselves food so that you don't ask them for food. They always complain about money. Anything you say, they just don't have money. They don't spend on their partner. They never give their partner's siblings. They never celebrate birthdays, anniversaries. They always have an issue with it. Birthday, they always calculate. Even your own money, they will calculate. You bought a shoe for 20,000 naira. You will never hear the end of it. When people have not eaten, you are buying a shoe of 20, they would always refer to it as if you bought someone's salvation, as if it is the blood of Jesus you went to use to buy clothes. You have denied somebody salvation of your own money. There are hardly any surprises with a stingy person. They never could surprise you even on your birthday. They can never do anything surprising. It's difficult for them to buy little things. I always tell people, if you want to know a stingy man, look at his wife. Except the woman is also working. But you should also look at the wife. You would know, because they never have, the wife would always have to use her money. Whatever the school fees is 100,000. I don't have, it's 40,000 I have. They will never, you can't say 5,000 and they will give you 5,000. They never have, I don't have this. Rent, I don't, even if they have, that is the point. But they will never pay the complete money. There's always a problem. You can guarantee before you finish, I don't have. A stingy person. Now, my point is that it is impossible for you to love somebody and then have what the person needs and refuse to give the person. Love is known by the willingness to give. For Christians here, you would see, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. The mark of love is always being freely willing to give, especially when your loved one is in need. Love, you don't even need to ask. Look at your hair. Why is your hair like that? Go and fix your hair. Go and fix your hair. At times you don't even have to ask. That is love. But stingy will not give. So therefore, it tells you that stingy people are unable to love. That is why I tell you, you cannot be with a stingy person. Stingy people cannot love. Why? Even to themselves, they are stingy. So how can someone who doesn't love himself love you? They won't eat. Their food is always basic. They can't just spice it up. No, it is the basic food. There was a time I went to see someone who, to me, is the SI unit. That is the Systems International Unit of Stingy. This person would turn eba. There was the first time I saw eba inside the fridge. Cut some, put in the fridge so that they will eat. So, what the person ate is not even enough for a child. And I'm looking, there's Gary. No, that you don't know, anything can always happen in the country, and you just have to. And I'm looking, you won't even eat good food into your tummy. Is it someone that is not eating well that will now feed you, the wife? Or is it the woman that will not even eat and prepare good food for you that will now feed you, Mr. Husband? Stingy people are incapable of loving. You know what they do? They cohabit. They stay with you. They cohabit. Everything is okay as long as you don't ask for money. The moment you ask for money, that is the beginning of argument. The moment there is a need in the house,